Well, hello, folks. This is Mayor Bob Matheny again in Zebulon, and joining me today is a longtime friend and County Commissioner, Sig Hutchinson. Glad to have you down here, and appreciate you taking the time to work with us and informing the people.
Thank you, Mayor. It's great to be here.
Okay, we're going to do a little short question and answer session. Sheila Long, our PIO and Recreation Director, is going to pitch us some questions, and then we'll see who wants to answer.
Absolutely.
So, Sheila?
All right. So what is the relationship like between the town and the county during emergency situations?
Okay.
How are they working together?
Okay. You want to run with that?
Absolutely, Mayor.
Okay.
So first, thank you for allowing us to be here. The Mayor and I are longtime friends, as he said, and we love our relationship with Zebulon. And, you know, in Wake County, we have 12 municipalities. And since we have human services and public health, the county is really taking the lead in terms of the public health side of the situation we find ourselves in. Right. We have an emergency operations center, which is basically a large room that has every department who's involved in dealing with the pandemic in that one room. They're spaced out, so there's social distancing, but everyone who can answer a question is right there together to be able to answer those questions. And they've been there now for about 3 weeks.
Right.
And we are in constant contact with our municipal partners like Zebulon and the mayor to make sure that he and the town is updated on everything that's going on regarding the situation we're in right now.
And what we're doing is we also have an emergency operations center here in town, and all of our department heads are a component of that group. We have daily meetings and daily conferencing with Wake County Emergency Operations. So everybody is pulling on the same end of the rope and sharing information, and it's working well together. Obviously, we've got a ways to go to beat this COVID-19, but we're all working on it together.
So the county's EOC is transitioning from containment to mitigation.
Right.
What exactly does that mean?
Okay, so we're all learning as we go, and this public health is, the elements of public health that we're learning now is new for us all, but the first strategy that we worked from is called containment. And containment was where we were trying to contain the virus. And the issues that we had, we didn't have enough testing in the county, so we couldn't tell who was exposed. And then the second thing that we understand is you move from containment to the next issue, the next stage of mitigation, when you lose track of how that individual got the infection. So if you can't trace it back to where that person got the infection, then we have to accept that it's out in the population, and you move from that phase, which is containment, to the next phase, which is mitigation. Mitigation is that you're basically trying to manage the virus as it moves its way through the population, which is where we are right now and what we're going to be talking about later on in the show.
Yeah, and part of the mitigation is understanding, and you sort of touched on this, how it's transmitted. In containment, you try to trace it back to that point of origin. But when you get to mitigation, you're admitting that you can't.
Right.
And so it may be transmitted through methods other than direct touch, for example, that sort of thing. So you're right. It gets complicated, and we're in new territory here, I should say.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So what is something you want to stress to Zebulon and Wake County residents?
Okay, that's great. Can I start? Yeah, go ahead, man.
You go.
So, this is so important for people just to remain calm and understand what we all need to do. We need to start thinking about social distancing and social isolation, particularly if you're compromised from a health perspective or you're part of our older population, over 65. The other thing is when you are in public, you need to wash your hands and take advantage of the hand sanitizers and little things, like when you come up to a door and you take a handkerchief or a rag or wash your hands after you touch a door, because the virus can live a long time. The second thing is don't touch your face or your eyes or your mouth. And then naturally, if you're sick, stay home. But as the virus is going to continue to become more infectious to the population, we're going to need to social distance and social isolate ourselves even more because we're on the front end of the bell curve as we're moving through this situation.
Right. I couldn't have said it better.
What can the people of Zebulon or Wake County do to help during this time?
Pay attention to what we're asking of them. I know that in Zebulon we already have some business owners that have taken it upon themselves to go ahead and close their businesses, even though they're not required to at this time. Now, we do have an order to not congregate in groups larger than 50. There are certain businesses that have been shut down by the state and the county, and basically they're the type of business that cannot avoid close proximity. Hairstylists, a barber, for example, gyms, this sort of thing have already been closed. But others are doing the same thing. They're being proactive. As Sig pointed out, social distancing. And, you know, you have to think about that. You can be in the grocery store and maybe I'm wanting to buy onions and the person here is wanting to buy an onion too. And so they walk up to you, you know. You have to think about, well, maybe I should wait until that person moves away and then it'll be my turn to pick over the onions. But you have to stop, slow down, think, listen to the recommendations that are being made by us, by the county, by the state, and heed them, and just don't ignore them and think, oh, I can't get it, oh, they can't get it. They can. So that's my advice, is just pay attention to what's being asked of you and do it.
Yeah, and Mayor, I think that's great. In addition to that, what I'd ask is just take care of your friends and neighbors.
Right.
You know, one of the things that I love about Wake County is that people in Wake County are kind.
Yep.
And that includes Zebulon too. And so if there's some seniors out there who are social isolating, then check in on them and make sure they're doing okay. They don't need anything. You know, there are businesses that are going to be shut down, and a lot of folks are going to be hurting here. So if you can do some kind of curb takeout, or buy a gift certificate, you know, think about these business owners that are really going to be hurting, and a lot of, you know, hourly workers who are going to be hurting. So just think about donations that you can make to charities online, which are going to be really, really important right now. But just think about your neighbors, think about your friends, and let's just pull together on this.
Call them up. You know, if you go into the store, you might call them and say, is there anything you need?
There you go.
All right, that puts one person out there instead of two. You know, just things like that you need to think about.
Right.
Be a good neighbor. You're exactly right, Sig.
All right. Some people may be wondering how they can help with some of the challenges that our healthcare workers and our hospitals are going to face. Any recommendations?
Well, I would say that if they have those skills available to them, then they should contact these facilities and offer their services. My understanding is that these hospitals are reaching out to people. Can you help us? And of course, it takes a certain amount of skills or certain skill sets to do that. But you can call and ask anyway, and then if you can offer the help or provide the help, let them coordinate it. We here in Zebulon, I don't know of anything specific that we're asking help-wise from our citizens. That day may come, but right now it's not here. I don't know, Sig, you got any thoughts on that?
Mayor, a couple of things that I've just heard about. Number one is our hospitals are really under a lot of stress right now, so they are taking donations,
Right.
financial donations, and if you have some supplies that they need that are in short supplies, they would love to have those as well. But the other thing I would say is don't go to the emergency room, don't go to the hospital unless you're really, really sick. Right. And if you feel like you've got the virus, then we've got a number for you to call to check in to see if you've got enough symptoms that you need to be going to one of our healthcare facilities. So the last thing that we need for you to do is to be going into a situation creating more difficulties for for the institutions that are trying to deal with this situation, as well as you're running the risk of potentially catching something.
All right.
So just be smart.
Good deal.
Once again, Mayor, thank you for being here. We want to thank our good friends in Zebulon for everything that you're doing to stay safe and take care of your neighbors, take care of your friends, and we're going to be okay through all of this. Just stay smart and stay safe.
And Sig, I want to thank you for taking the time to come down and help put out this message to our people. And then also thank you for the work you do for all of us in Wake County. So we're going to continue to work together, and we'll continue to try to keep you informed as this thing moves forward. Be safe.
We are the town of friendly people. Let's remember to be patient, show compassion, and give grace. Together, we will come out of this situation stronger. If you have specific questions about COVID-19 and your risk, you can email covid19.questions@wakegov.com or call 919-856-7044.